Great comedians here. When you're on deck, Patrick in the hole. How are you, bro?
How you doing? You know, in my life, I have an incredible difficulty giving up on my dreams, and subsequently one of the reasons I suffer from narcolepsy. So you meet a lot of friends who just seem to, you know them, but you don't really like them because some of their attitudes or some of the things they're going to plan. A friend of mine, Robert, he comes up to me the other day and he's like, Shawn, what do you think about the world peace movement? And I'm like, Robert, look, believe what you want, but that's a really horrible way to talk about a woman. Yeah, this guy was always just like super arrogant, acting like he knew everything, and he was always like, hey, I am the master of life hacks. The judge just called it organ theft. So yeah, I'm up here, gotta speak, speaking is important. I've noticed one thing with one of our most important American speakers, our president, President Obama, seems to like to make a particular hand gesture when he's speaking. It's always just, all right, my fellow Americans, we're going to go here, we're going to take care of all this, and last week I caught a fish this big. But the thing that gets me at Obama is, it's cool because he's the first president who actually has good jokes. Like, he has good jokes. Like, I don't know how he gets these jokes, because they're like actually, well, I don't know if maybe it's like the Secret Service, there's like a comedy division, and they just like, midnight, it's like, all right, there's going to be an important tax debate tomorrow. Somebody get to Manhattan kicking Louis C.K.'s door. Just walk in, Louis C.K.'s there, just in like an underwear. Come on, we need something that rhymes with Bolivia and talks about taxes. Come on. But my only thing with all of this is that Obama is still a dad, and that what I mean is he still steps on all of his jokes. He just has, like, delivers a great premise, a wonderful premise. It was a couple weeks ago, when he was going to say the Union address, and he was just like, you know, I won't be running for election again, and the Republicans started clapping, and then he's like, and that's because I won both times. God damn, man, you're the first cool president we've had in like 200 years. And just going to bad jokes. But you can't do all this. You gotta learn to just relax, to enjoy yourself. One of the ways I really like to relax is I like to go to movies. And my favorite movies of all time to usually see are science fiction or horror movies. Fantastical movies that take you to places that you've never been before. And probably my favorite concept related to time travel. I'm sorry, science fiction is time travel. I just love that concept. That you could go back and change your past. Something that happened, we all have just a day we wish we could relive. And I mean, there's lots of things you might want to go back. You know, you might want to go back in time maybe to like the 1950s or 60s and buy a bunch of like old Spider-Man, Fantastic Four comics, save them up, you know, make a fortune. You might want to go back to like the 40s and I don't know, Pants Hitler. Like just as everyone's invading, he's just like, my pants, you know. Like, or maybe, you know, you go back to like 33 AD and just get like a selfie with Jesus just to completely explode your Instagram account. It's understandable, because if you think about it, Jesus really is the man of our era. Because you think about it, all of his travelings and wanderings and all of his philosophical insight, and he still ended up back at home living with Dad.
There you go.
But like I said, time travel, you could go to all these places. And I think just the one time travel era that I would like to go back to is that magical period just a few years ago when a fucking cell phone battery could hold a charge for more than 40 minutes. I don't know when that happened, but it was just, you know, you don't realize you're living in a golden age when it happens, and then it's gone. It's just terrible. You know, I like to watch a lot of documentaries. One of the things I like to watch is like prison or crime documentaries. And I was watching a bunch this week, and I finally came to realize the worst part about sex in prison. All the beds are singles. I'm watching a lot of these documentaries, and they're always like bragging, like, you know, we got this gang, we got them, we're just gonna, you know. And it's usually like a gang member who's already doing like 45 years, and they're like, now we're gonna make it really tough. We're gonna put him in jail for life. I'm like, he's 75 already, I think you had done that. And I don't know if people who aren't in jail understand how much jail really, really, really sucks. It's like, imagine even just like a shitty Sunday that any one of us have had. It's just like, oh, what happened? Well, it was pretty crappy, didn't have anything to do, so I like slept in, I woke up, looked some porn on the internet, beat off. There was like half a sandwich. There was a half sandwich left over in the fridge, I ate it. Fred called me up, so we went and chilled in town, you know, hung out for a little bit, got a coffee. Maria still didn't make calls, chilled for a little bit, went back to bed. That is better than any day any prisoner has ever had or will ever have. Really. Like, no matter how shitty your day is, just think about that. It's like, well, yeah, it did suck, but at no point was the worry of shiv or ass rape at any point during my day. That has yet to happen to me at any point, even in my worst day. Even when I was like, oh man, this looks pretty bad, this looks pretty dangerous. The thought of getting shivved was not coming up at any point. So I was walking down the street the other night, and this woman comes up to me, and she's like, excuse me, sir, do you have the time? And I'm like, no, ma'am. Time is actually a unit of measurement determined by relating the Earth's orbit to its rotation around the sun. You can't really own it or give it away.
Yeah.
So I'll just leave you with this thought. I'm trying to be, you know, I'm an up-and-coming comedian, and I think there's a lot of up-and-coming comedians we have in this room. And one of the big comics who a lot of other comics like to respect is the legendary comedian Bill Hicks. Yeah. And you see a lot of people going, they're like, I want to be the next Bill Hicks. And I really don't understand that because I can't see the logic of wanting to be dead of cancer at 32. Thank you very much for your time. If you like the comedy stylings of some of the other comedians you've seen here, including Haloon, we do host every 3 weeks a comedy show. The next one will be a week from tomorrow here from 8 to 11, February 6th. So if you like some of the comedy you've seen, please do come out. Thank you very much.